We're going to look at the two ways to create an SVG, one as code and the other as an SVG file itself. Starting with any Illustrator or Sketch document, go ahead and make your awesome illustration. Since we're in Illustrator, we're going to go to Object, Artboards, Fit Artwork Bounds, and remove any excess canvas. Again, that's Object, Artboards, Fit Artwork Bounds. And then we're going to go to File, Save As, not Export, but Save As. In the Save dialog, pick the SVG format. For right now, go ahead and ignore the name of the file. We just want the code. So once you hit save, you have a few options. If these aren't the defaults, make them so. SVG 1.1, and for CSS properties, make sure they're style attributes. And you can choose to check responsive or uncheck responsive. Since we want a fixed size SVG, we're going to uncheck responsive. And then click on SVG code, and Illustrator will generate all the SVG code for you. Once you have the SVG code, you can paste it into your HTML file and it should appear as is. And once you have it in there, you can style it like any other SVG element. Illustrator also gives you some additional markup. You can simply remove any of the Illustrator comments or XML declarations. And really what you want is the SVG parent element and all the elements inside of there. From the same Illustrator document, we're going to save the file as an SVG, not SVG code. So File, Save. From the Save menu, select SVG, name your SVG, then hit Save. Make sure it's SVG 1.1 and style attributes, and again you can choose to check responsive or uncheck responsive, and then simply click OK. Once the file is uploaded, you can use the SVG file using the img image element and paste in the relative or absolute path to the image, and from there you can select the image element and style it like you would any other image. Maybe for responsive images, File, Save. From the Save menu, select SVG, and for this one we're going to name it responsive. Save it and check responsive. We're going to use the img element, and instead of grabbing the fixed size SVG, we're going to grab the responsive SVG, and this could be an absolute or relative path. And you can see the difference here as the SVG is being stretched all the way across the container. And if we were to take this path and paste it in another window, you can see it being stretched all the way to the size of this window container. And for comparison, if we take the fixed width SVG and we copy that URL, we can see here that it is fixed in size and responsive in size.